Is it on brand for him before we move forward? And I will try and discern this information. Because to be honest, I am curious. But is it?
I'd be happy for him.
Could it be any more on brand than there to be subterfuge and intrigue as to whether he's in fact married?
No, this is totally on brand.
Yes,
in
that's
classic
what I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers brand,
Yes,
and he'll go,
exactly.
"Oh, why would everybody want to know? I try to stay out of the limelight. You can't put up that crap and get away with it. Only with the punter. He won't call you on it. Come on."
It's true. Yes. Well, I did see that on Saturday. I did not watch the Kentucky Derby. I don't like horse racing, so I did see the news on social media that he was wearing what I will tell you this.
What is wrong with him? I would say this to him. You want to announce your marriage, or just do it normally or do whatever. And don't wear the damn ring until you clearly like things being in private. Fine. Don't wear the damn ring or don't wear any ring.
Again, back in 2011 or 12 when we were doing the show and he went to Jordan's game at Vanderbilt and his then girlfriend, Destiny Newton.
They were engaged at one point, too, I believe. Was
wearing an engagement ring. Yes.
So he's been engaged twice prior to this
Yes, because he announced his engagement to Shailene Woodley while he was accepting his...
Now, we don't know that he's been engaged a third. Sometimes you get married and you don't even get engaged, right? There's no guarantee. You don't have to get engaged, right?
Not only that, we don't, like, her name is like Brittany or something, I think. I think he mentioned it while he was in passing, while he was talking about that and his dog Apollo at some point. But, yeah, I don't, again, I have corresponded with him within the last couple of weeks. I never asked, hey, are you getting married?
Right.
Again, he gets to live his life however he chooses. For me, you know, getting married was a really big deal, and I wanted all the people that I care about to share in it, and it was fun, and I couldn't stop talking about it because I was so excited about it. He doesn't operate that way, so we will see if we can discern that information for you to satisfy your curiosity. I do find it humorous that, like page 6 in the, what is it, the New York Post, is that what has page 6? Jen Latta sent me this. Aaron Rodgers sparks marriage rumors by wearing a ring on that finger at Kentucky Derby 2025 event.
Perfectly stated. Perfectly stated.
Because you don't really know. And he didn't, you know.
No, but that's stated. He created this on purpose. Why? I quit trying to figure that stuff out since I haven't had a direct confrontation with him in a long time. Because that would be my one question. And I the hell? What's wrong? What happened? Well,
from the Carbless Talk and Text line, I thought Homer never cares about anything Aaron Rodgers except how it pertains to the Packers.
That is that's a fair statement. But I've also stated many times I like him. I'll always be grateful for the generosity he helped create. And so this would be the exception, yes. Am I being inconsistent? Yes, because it makes me think he might be happy. I hope he's found someone as crazy as he is and they, interact, have kids. What would be better than Aaron Rodgers having kids? Oh, yeah. I could see like 8. He's having 8 kids. Oh, man. So is this discussion inconsistent with my general concern about Aaron Rodgers? Yes. This has nothing to do with football. If anybody else here, if Pebble, for example, was getting married or it appeared that he was, then I would talk about that.
If you had no idea he was getting married and then he showed up at an event with a wedding ring on his ring finger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm glad. I appreciate that you would be this interested in anyone else. There's no way you'd be as interested in that as you would be in this Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I would spend as much time on my show. Yeah, but I don't know that he would.
You don't have that much time on your show.
It's true. Killed.
But we got plenty of time here.
I don't want to spend. I don't have to spend any more time on it. I just said I would just
Okay.
appreciate before the show was over that you would get an answer. We can never spend another second about it right now.
I think the world would appreciate that, actually. It's not just
I
Homer.
disagree. And I refuse to believe that people don't care about him as a person. You either like him or hate him, but I think you care about him. Marriage is a big deal. Jason just said it.
It is. Just ask Nancy True. How many years has she been tolerating you?
44. She was in a slump. She will never admit it, but I know this because the person that introduced this, I grew up with as a friend, and so I got lucky. That's all right. Good. More power to it.
Indeed.
Packers got lucky with Aaron Rodgers and not with Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers. And I got lucky with her. Good. Good for me. I deserve him.
Giannis posted a photo to social media. We're hoping that he makes a long-term commitment to the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't want to do this every time one of these things crops up.
Why not?
Why not? Because I
It's
don't want to do
legitimate.
this.
That's legitimate. It's not made up stuff. It's legitimate.
Says the man who replied to my sending him the photo with, "And your points?"
I'm guilty. I didn't know that was new. I thought that was like from 6 months ago.
It was yesterday.
Okay, well then I stand corrected. If yesterday,
All right, well, we will get
very well.
What
was he
Homer
doing
tries
wearing
to-
that? Yeah, where? I thought he was in New York or what? I thought that looked like he was on a basketball court or something.
Well, I think it's a photo from the playoff run. Those were the T-shirts that they were wearing. He posted that. You can examine that during the break.
No, I'll take your word for it. I don't have to. Whatever you tell me. Now
no,
it's
you
good.
should take
Yes.
another look at it and see
Thanks
what you
for
think
putting
of
it
it. I will reach out. Now, here's the other problem. Like, am I asking as his friend who's curious if he got married? Do I have clearance to announce that on the radio? There's all kinds of. There's this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this publicly. Let me see what I can do. But again,
I will accept whatever you.
I just want him to be happy.
Whatever comes. What?
I just want him to be happy. That's all I want.
Actually, I want to interview her. That's what I want
All
to
right.
do.
Well, you can do that
hell
on your
are you-
show.
What
See if
is
you
the
can
deal
wedge
here?
that in on-
Tell me how he convinced you. He's crazy. You're going to spend your rest of your life with that?
Takes
Come
one to know
on.
one is all I would say to you. More Wilde Tausch with Steve the Homer True.
Great point. She was in a slump. Now I got it. You're right. Good answer.
Steve the Homer True is our cousin sub of the day. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Just like when general managers make big decisions to help propel a franchise forward for future success, you can make a game-changing decision for your home by making the switch to solar energy with Everlight Solar. Our family was looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time, but we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to vintagebrewingcompany.com to make a reservation today. That's vintagebrewingcompany.com.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop in your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
We're on the Badgers.
There are moments where it feels like you're close, but taken holistically, those look like blips.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
To win a championship, you have to consistently be that team.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Love is ablaze, I saw flames from the side of the stage, and the fire brigade comes in a couple of days. Until then, we got nothing to say and nothing to know, but something to drink and maybe something to smoke.
This is turning out to be a very, very wildly popular topic in the YouTube comments, from what I can tell. We will get to the Packers rookie camp momentarily, probably in the next segment, but Homer, I saw ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter posted a copy of this photo saying, our guy, hashtag fear the deer. Now, if you have not seen this, it is from Giannis's official Instagram. It is him with his hands behind his back, head bowed, wearing the T-shirt over his jersey during pre-game introductions that says win for Cream City. I think all the NBA teams have Nike shirts with various statements for their towns. All it does is has the thank you or praying emoji and then the salute emoji. So of course people with the Rorschach test that is this posting, if you think he's leaving, well, then you think that this is him starting the process of bidding goodbye. Thank you for your service. Or if you think he's staying, you're taking that and interpreting it as, oh, see, he loves it here. He wants to stay. This is why I don't want to do this for the next X number of months. Are you going to keep doing this on your program? Or are you going to spend time interpreting every little thing that happens?
No, I'm not going to interpret anything. I'm just going to present it as it occurs. Everybody can interpret it how they want. I've stated, and I did this year, and I still feel the same. People have to understand the legitimacy of the possibility. I hope he's Mother Teresa and decides to stay. Anybody looking at it objectively, would say go somewhere else. But he's nice enough that he may want to stay. So all you do is report what's out there and let people decide who they want and if they want to be mad and they think you're being negative. I'm very, very proud of my advice to people this past season to go see him play as much as possible. And I'll feel that way even if he does come back. And I'll say the same thing for this year. And if it goes on for a few years, then I will have to admit I was wrong. And but I don't know how that harms anybody, telling them to go watch Giannis more than they do. But
that does not harm anybody. It's what is coming up next in the weeks to come that I will find to be exhausting. And I do not want to participate in that on this show.
You need to make it not exhausting. You can't. You
well,
have
how
to.
do you not? You got
Easy.
everyone in the national media is talking about
Correct.
it. When they should be spending time talking about the games that are being played, often on their own networks, and instead they're talking about what's Giannis going to do next.
They discuss the other stuff too.
They do.
We did Aaron Rodgers for like 4 years in a row during the summer, every day.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't enjoy that either. But the idea of trying to guess what one person, it's like having sportsbook odds on his next team, whether it's the Bucks or one of the other 29 teams.
What are the odds? I haven't seen those.
I don't know.
I'll check. I'll see if I can find
it. Yeah, you work on that. My point is that the only person who knows what he wants to do is him. And so
Correct.
The rest of us
and he may
are
not
all
know.
in the
And
dark.
he can
Right.
change.
Exactly.
Yes.
He might not know.
Right.
So this
the
is
only
gonna be
thing that
fun.
would surprise me and that I would vote is if the Bucks said they wanted to move him. That would be the most surprising thing for me.
I cannot, and I don't like to speak in absolutes the way you do.
Ooh, this is good. A Jason Wilde absolute. All right.
I cannot, at any level, imagine why on earth they would be the ones who would want to move on.
I can answer that.
Because as I saw from this preposterous trade suggestion that The Athletic put out on social media, and my Bucks buddy Justin Garcia helped me work through it, there is no package that is actually going to pay commensurate value for Giannis. There is
Correct.
You're gonna trade for Zion Williamson?
No,
I've been disappointed.
hold on. You try to get the best. It's about getting the best that you can
the
get.
best bad deal.
What
is what
yes.
you're trying to get.
You should call it. Yes. Now getting involved. You don't have to say best deal. You say, and the sooner you do, the chances are going to get is now versus because he's a year younger. That's logic that every now things could change with a team where something's not that in a year might be available. I guess it's always possible. Could be better in that, even though he's older. So,
yeah, Homer's connection's cutting in and out with us here, which I think is a studio issue here.
That's
So
what I was going to ask. Is that him or me?
No, I think that's a studio issue. There have been some issues here this morning.
He's still.
So.
It appears he's still talking.
Let's see if we can hear him now. Homer, are you there?
testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, that's a little better.
I would have left. I just got a call from T-Buck, and I couldn't answer.
Ask him if he's married.
Oh, he's married. He's got a daughter that just graduated from Notre Dame in astrophysics.
Yes, I understand. Oh, that sounds like a perfect segue to get to the rookie camp.
Sure.
And the conversations that
they
we
don't even
had
do
with the
anything
rookies.
at the rookie camp, right?
It's true.
The rookie camp is now a media event.
We can discuss that. I do want to ask Jesse before we move off of Giannis. Are you going to follow this along? Are you going to get up or down based on Instagram posts? Are you going to pay attention to this? Are you going to worry about it? Or are you going to just go about your life?
I will be following along with it. It's going to be the biggest, this marks whether it's the end or the continuation of the greatest era of Milwaukee Bucks basketball ever.
That's not true.
Well, for many of us.
Young.
For many
Fine,
of us.
It's wrong. You're going to say say something else that's wrong?
I'm in my mid-30s.
Don't you just say the Old Testament never existed because you weren't around, and it's all just made up?
Has the
like
last
that 1941 Wisconsin championship team.
Correct.
The last 7 years consistently finishing top 3 in the Eastern Conference and having a legitimate chance to win the NBA Finals every year. That's not the glory, the golden age of Bucks basketball?
No. Go back and look when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor was on the team.
Well, besides that.
Okay, I'll accept that. Yeah.
The revitalization of the Milwaukee Bucks franchise.
In the last 50 years or so. Yeah, all right, you can Don Hudson
a franchise that when I was a kid growing up, and we were lucky if the Bucks were going to be the 8th seed in the postseason, and we thought the franchise would probably move out of Milwaukee at some point in my life, to now have the Deer District and a fan base that loves the team and is there at every regular season game, packed in, energy around the state. It's been a true revitalization of the franchise because of Giannis. And if he chooses to leave and to move on, or if the Bucks choose to move on from him, either way, that's going to be a massive story, and it will be the end of one of the most significant eras of Wisconsin sports fandom.
I'll buy that. I'm in that club. Nicely done. A nice redo.
Thanks, Homer. Also, the Toronto Raptors, apparently, according to, I think this is DraftKings, is the favorite to land Giannis at plus 800. Golden State's in there.
I would say this for Jason. Don't take anything too seriously.
The Rockets and Spurs are also in there.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Golden State is the favorite. Golden State is the favorite. I had to reread here. This article, for whatever reason, is based around the Toronto Raptors, even though they're like the last team. Golden State is the favorite, followed by the Rockets, the Spurs, and Toronto's plus 5,000.
The Athletic trade was a 3-team trade, which Tausch was big on, except it did not include moving an injured Damian Lillard along with Giannis, but it ends up with Giannis in San Antonio with Wemby, which would be quite the power pairing. But again, I don't want to do this. We've covered it now. We covered the picture. Let's move on.
Would you rather talk about Giannis' speculation of where he's going to play or Aaron Rodgers getting married?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. We're 34 minutes into the program, and both topics that we've discussed, I know I brought it up because I felt compelled to do so on the Giannis photo.
I vote Giannis over Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know.
Oh, come on! You could not have gotten enough of the. He got married. Maybe he's weird. This is typical Aaron that we don't know if he actually got married.
All I
need
is a response from. I know, but I'm done now. It's over. I don't need another second on it. But it's your show. I'm just filling in.
Yeah, well, you've never been more excited to fill in on a show, from what I was told
at
the beginning
correct.
of the program. We're going to shift gears to the media event that was the rookie camp that the Packers held. They had a practice on Saturday, if you could call it that. I will explain next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
With Mother's Day just around the corner, show that special woman in your life just how much she means to you. Head over to Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier store on Atwood and treat her to delightfully delicious chocolates crafted to perfection right here in Madison. Once you taste that difference that locally owned and made chocolates provides, you'll never go back to buying a mass-produced box of chocolate ever again. Make this Mother's Day one to remember with a box of chocolates from Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier on Atwood.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Madison athletes seeking elite training need to get started today at Total Athlete Performance. TAP is here to serve and educate the serious athlete with their speed, agility, and semi-private training options. Sessions are now available in both Windsor and their TAP facility inside the Verona Athletic Center. Also access remote training anytime, anywhere with the Total Athlete Performance app. Visit tapwisconsin.com for subscriptions, including monthly payment options. That's tapwisconsin.com.
An unsuspecting driver at a Milwaukee barbershop.
I got an apprentice here shadowing me. I'm gonna put this hot towel on, man. About a good 3 minutes, all right?
The apprentice is Donald Driver.
So when you come here, you drive?
Yes.
Your car got seatbelts?
Yeah.
You wear them?
No.
Okay, but why not?
I don't want to.
But do you know you can get a ticket for that? I'm gonna give you a ticket. Bet you wish you buckle up now.
Oh my God.
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Take it, click it. There we go. Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways. Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Tuesday, we'll react to 2 Game 1s and look ahead to the Warriors and Wolves. Can Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy do enough to slow down the Ant-Man? It's Unsportsmanlike 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Steve, the Homer True, is our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs. We believe in better, and I couldn't be happier. Thankful to have you in. The GOAT of Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio. The Packers had their rookie minicamp, and maybe many of you tuned in to hear about that. Well, now's the time to do it. Now, I will admit, Homer, you think Matt LaFleur's soft, right?
He considers intelligence more important than toughness for a good football team. That's the better way to put it.
So he told us on Friday, the players got in Thursday. They went through meetings. They did a bunch of
Just so you know,
stuff.
I don't care what he says. I care what he does.
Okay.
The team that goes out on the field and how they play.
This does connect to what he did.
I won't interrupt again. Go ahead.
I find that hard to believe. But hey, I'm used to it on the show. So he said on Friday that his approach to the rookie camp has evolved. He's now in his 7th year as the head coach, and the first time, and he did it differently than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy viewed this and he's kind of basically taken a page out of Mike McCarthy's book now. But Mike McCarthy saw this as basically a orientation when you go off to college. I think UW-Madison calls it SOAR.
I went
Summer
to that.
Orientation and Registration. So Mike McCarthy wanted them to know, hey, all right, here's how I get to the cafeteria, and here are the guys that are in the athletic training room that are going to tape my ankles, and here's the equipment staff, and here's the type of shoe I need, all that kind of stuff, day of school type stuff. And then they did some practices, and there were 11-on-11 periods. There were 1-on-1 periods. I mean, he did actually practice, though. Matt LaFleur, when he came in, his practices were basically a regular practice, but just with rookies and tryout players and a handful of holdovers that were eligible to take part in the practices. Well, he told the story of having trash cans out and that there were guys that were vomiting into them. And he has now evolved it to, because he believes that the process of getting ready for and going through the draft process is taxing on these guys. He brought up Anthony Belton, their second-round pick, who went on 14 pre-draft visits to teams.
Sorry to interrupt, but he's proving he's soft again. Go ahead.
I know. That's why I set the stage the way I did. Also, congratulations on proving me right on you interrupting.
You set that up just to do that, knowing that I would do exactly what I did. Plead guilty to that at least.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I knew that. I set it up the way I did. I predicted an interruption the way it occurred. Yes.
I apologize to the audience. Go ahead, Jason.
I've been familiar with your work for a while now, since Night Night with Uncle Homie. So he changed it. And on Saturday, and I was there for the entirety of the practice, basically it was all drills. Like Taylor Elgersma, whose name I haven't figured out how to pronounce yet. He's Canadian. He was the one quarterback there because they had him in for a tryout. He's going to the Bills to try out. I wrote about him today on channel3000.com. He does sling it. He's got a strong arm. He's a big dude. 6'5", 227, played college football in Canada, won their version of the Heisman Trophy. But during the course of this one practice, he didn't throw a single ball to Matthew Golden or Savion Williams or Jack Studer, the UW lacrosse tryout guy that was there. He threw it to coaches and nets. They really did very little or nothing in terms of any sort of stuff you would see in a normal practice. It was just drill work. So, again, Matt LaFleur's theory is these guys grind to such a degree getting ready to be drafted that they're not in tip-top condition by the time they come for the rookie camp, so he didn't want to overtax them. And the minute he said it, I thought of you, because I knew you were going to be like, well, this is soft. I understand his logic behind it. I would think that they are elite-level athletes enough that you could do a little more than what we saw on Saturday, but they will be back now next week when phase 2 of the offseason program continues, and they'll be on the field with the veterans, and at least they know where the cafeteria is. But this is exactly what I expected, because I got it from a lot of other folks after they read my story on channel3000.com. This is soft, and you are of that belief as well. Right?
I am. My emphasis to him, if I talk to him, would be, I respect the belief that kids are different or athletes are different, all that kind of stuff. But so I'm going to find out in that first camp somehow where each of them are based on having some tough demands in some way. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to want to have a player based on that. But this gives me a great opportunity to know where they start from in all these areas that you worry about kids now because of all the things he said. Like, I want to know, given all that he stated, being accurate, which kid hasn't been changed at all, that is every bit the same as the player he remembers 10 years ago under different environments. There's also one more important thing to add that I don't know that he did, is that they've been paid. So they come in now as professionals. They're not coming in as people who've never been paid or don't understand those aspects of life. They've already started that. I would think that might be an area that he would bring up. Probably I don't want to talk about it, but that, I believe, is another factor.
Well, I think both Matt LaFleur and Goody extensively talked about this heading into the draft and coming out of it, that it is a different world. It's one of the reasons why he talks so much about we want guys who love football, which seems like such a, well, duh, of course they love football. They're going to play in the NFL. Well, no, a lot of them, more than there ever has been before, it is a means to an end. Which, again, I'm not here to begrudge people that are talented enough to go play in the NFL. If they don't love football, but they want to make some money and then get out of the game with their brains intact and whatever else, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. But the mentality about football players has always been you have to eat, sleep, live, breathe football. And they want guys that are all about ball. Well, not every and guys that aren't in a place emotionally or mentally to think that they are entitled, right? I mean, that was the knock on how Shadur Sanders handled his interviews and why one of the reasons why he fell the way he did. Well, there's lots of guys that have made, I think Matthew Golden made $250,000 in his, according to reports, in his transfer from Houston to Texas in NIL money. So I don't know, does that change Matthew Golden's motivation? I don't know Matthew Golden at this point. I've spoken to him twice. But I do think that is part of the calculus now for scouting is, hey, how's this guy going to come into our team after making a couple $1 million in college, being one of those guys for his college program? There's no doubt. Goody talked about it extensively. That is part of their math now. And whether they like a guy or not is how does he come in? How's he going to handle not being told you're the best and we're paying you instead of the other guys at your position because we think you're so great, and now you're in the NFL and they're not going to treat you that way anymore. So to that point, I think you're 100% right, Homer.
And they can't know because they haven't had enough kids go through it to know what's the norm, what's not the norm. This concept of do they really want to play football? I'd like some definition of what that means. As it sounds good. Do you really want to play? What does that mean?
Well, here's what I would argue. That there are lots of us in the world who have everyday jobs.
Right.
Now, for me, having grown up reading the Milwaukee Sentinel and the Milwaukee Journal every day and getting Sports Illustrated in fourth grade, I wanted to be a sports writer from age 9. And I am one of those rare people that got to do that. Yeah.
At age 9?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not everyone is as lucky as I am that I got to do what I wanted to do. And then it obviously morphed into doing TV and radio and everything else. And by the way, Chris Roth, sports director at WBAY TV here in Green Bay, I believe is going to be the next news anchor for Channel 2 now. So I'm excited for him.
Well, because they hired a new sports guy, and I thought he must be leaving, but then I realized he had already shifted into news.
He is, he's already been doing the 4:30 news, yes.
Right.
So
was he doing sports while he was doing the 4:30 or not?
He was, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay, so now he's moved
showing
up.
His versatility. The more you can
I have
do.
a great effect on people like that. Mark Johnson, who I worked with at Channel 12, went to Boise and became that #1 news guy. I wonder how much credit I can take for both of these people that I worked with have now gone on
you
to
could take
news.
as much credit as you want. How much you deserve is another question entirely.
The Elton Jenkins of the newscast.
But Chris Roth obviously was the one who recommended me to you to start doing
He
radio
was.
with you.
Yes.
And so I am indebted to him. And he, like Bill Jarts, like my friend Eric Franke at Channel 3 in Madison, was the sports director, slid over into the anchor chair. But anyway, Chris Roth got me into the radio part. Then I got into the TV part as well. Or I'd gotten into the TV with him. We've got that picture of me looking like Britney Spears in Oakland. The bottom line is that I get to do what I love. Like, I probably didn't need to write a story last night, but I wrote one anyway because I love doing this. I am extremely fortunate, and I get it. I am fully aware of it. I don't take this job for
Can
granted.
I ask you a question?
Yes.
What if you used to write 4 stories, and then they told you you only need to write one?
I
How
would make
you,
that one story the best I could
You
possibly
wouldn't go
make
looking
it.
for other stories elsewhere, so you get back up to 4?
Well, not if I was 73 years old or however old you are
Okay.
now.
All right, now back to you. Sorry, that was a slight
Just random
diversion.
question.
Yeah, random.
Completely. No connection whatsoever.
No
to
connection
anything.
whatsoever, just random. I didn't interrupt much, so go back.
So my point is that it's not a question for me about how much I love my job, right? And I'm, as I have said many times, incredibly grateful that ISC TV3 in Madison, after the State Journal decided to stop covering the Packers, I had a place to continue to write, and they have been amazing to me, and they think it's a big deal that I work there, which is a little crazy to think about. My point is, I wanted to keep doing this. I wasn't sure how I was going to. I was going to like start a Substack or something. Not everyone has a job where they get to feel that way, and I don't think NFL players are any different. And this was a long way to get to that point. But there's plenty of guys that are just like, hey, man, this is a great way to make a living for a while. And I like the game, but I don't love the game. And if I could do something else, I might. So I don't know how. The problem, Homer, is I don't know how do they tell? That was my point to Goody. Well, how do you know? Well, he just sort of knows.
Well, my answer to Goody would be, I don't spend too much time worrying about why they don't do what I want them to do. Because their car has a flat, because they don't really love football. Whatever the reason is, doesn't matter. It's all based on performance. And that's why the focus on this I don't get, because it's almost like, well, we can figure it out. Or what? I don't. I'm more confused. I don't get it at so many levels, and that's one. I don't care why you don't get the job done. You're not getting it done.
Right, but what they're saying is they don't want they have the opportunity to pick and choose who they have working for them.
And I don't think they have this down that well.
Oh, I doubt they do. I'm sure they're
And I think if
missing
a
on
player is really talented, they'll take a chance on whether he's playing for fishermen in Nigeria or whatever. They don't. How well does he
in
play?
Haiti?
Goats in Haiti, yes. And if it,
you seem exasperated by this.
I am exasperated by what the hell what is this? This seems more bizarre to me than the other topics we've had.
Well, what do you
what
do you mean by that?
Well, like, is this something new where all these guys 5 years ago you would have drafted and wanted, and now you don't because you wonder whether they want to play? I mean, this is not whether you want to play. This is, for the first time, we have players coming in who've made money. Is it possible they'll be different because now they've made this kind of money, and that's all the money they ever wanted to make? This has nothing to do about wanting to play football. And then my answer is, then you need to teach them. You need to get an accountant in there to tell them you ain't made enough for the rest of your life. They need to do that in college now. So I just think that's what this is a ruse for. Hey, these kids are richer than they've ever been before, and is that going to have any effect on their abilities in an NFL player? It's nothing about loving football. I think this is money, money, money. Well, tell us that and say, we don't know how the kids are going to react. Then you can interview the players and going, well, we don't know how much you made. You can tell us if you want. Do you need any more?
So I do think that this is a more prevalent, I don't want to say issue, but concern than we want to let on. I saw the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jesse, maybe you can find this somewhere. I don't even know if we can play it because he calls these guys some different names that are borderline being able to use on a radio. But basically, he made the same point to Pat McAfee, Jason Light, that we try to weed out all the guys that don't love football, the guys that are douchebags was one of the words he used.
That's always been the case.
Right, but I don't think it's been as much. I mean, look, I've covered the 96 Packers. You used to do Pack Attack at what place was that at? Where
we did it at Brett Favre's, then we
footballs?
did it on Water Street. I can't remember what the name of the place is.
Started
at Brett Favre's.
But on that team, they definitely had some sketchy characters. Like, they didn't just only draft choir boys, right? And I do think that they and look, as the late great Denny Tauscher taught Tausch at a very young age, talent outs. And so if you're talented, you get away with more. You just do. And you put up with more from talented people. But this strikes me as something that they legitimately are putting more effort into because they don't know what kind of entitled money in their pocket kids they're getting. And I do think whether that's imagined or not, Homer, they believe that is an issue at the NFL level. And they're trying to spend more effort into figuring that out about these guys. That, I think, is the case.
All right.
We will. I want to get some more of the things that came out of the rookie camp, which was a media event. But we did get an opportunity to talk to the players, which was something I enjoyed. We'll talk a little bit about what they had to say coming up. Just like a great team needs great protection, that's why the Packers drafted 2 offensive linemen, American Family Insurance knows your family needs it too. That's why they make life better by protecting your dreams with the right home and auto policies. So insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. More with Steve the Homer True as our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Keep on recruiting them. Wisconsin men's hoops the 6th best transfer class according to On3 Sports. Greg Gard's offseason goal: add experience to Bucky's roster. The head coach on the Madison-bound newcomers.
Rapp, I think it was West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He fits. Not every dot has been, or I has been dotted and T has been signed with a gentleman from Lithuania, but we're at the finish line of getting that, and then we'll have more to say on him. But we have the 3 freshmen coming in that signed in the fall, and then we're planning to add at least one more.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Bouqs flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Bouqs now. Go to Bouqs.com, use promo code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Bouqs, promo code CANTY.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the belt line at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, I just want to put a bow on this topic before we get to the 10 o'clock hour. Jesse has tracked down the audio to which I was referring, which I found very interesting. So Jason Light is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers GM. He's the one who brought in Tom Brady, and they won their Super Bowl. This is him on the Pat McAfee show talking about their approach to vetting their prospects for the draft.
5 years ago, we weren't having the success I wanted in the drafts. We kind of had a powwow, got together, just all of us, the whole staff, talking about what are the picks that have made it? What are the picks in the history of the Bucks and that have made it and were big-time players? And, you know, it was the person. We're rarely missing on the player. We're missing on the person. And what are these qualities of a person that made them successful? And we came up with it. We came up with a little slogan. John Spytek was a part of this too. It was called I Am That Man. It's a quality that we're looking for, and it's really not that hard. You know, we put the players that are worthy of being drafted on the draft board like every team does, but then we just kind of take the assholes and the douchebags off, and guys that don't love football and guys that have proven that they don't like it, they're difficult to deal with, and we just kind of mitigate our risk. We're taking great players that are great humans.
Homer, what do you make of that? More colorful than the way Goody put it, I could say that.
Yeah, but I don't.
You seem skeptical.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, what?
I want to know what's really going on. This is just.
Well, what do you mean?
I don't. What do you think? I mean, you followed this as long as I have.
I think there are. I think that there is a and again, to those that would say that this generation, and I am part of the parents that now I think that the conversations I have with the girls about overcoming adversity and stuff, I shield them from a lot, but it's not from disappointment and failure and adversity, because I think that's one of the great things that come out of sports.
And you observe all of it, every second.
No, I mean, sometimes we have to divide and conquer. Like today, Sydney's got a golf match and a soccer practice, and Maddie's got a track meet. So one of us has to go to one, and one of us has to go to the other, even though I'd like to be at all of it, of course. But I do, look, I firmly believe that the lessons you learn playing sports, I wish I would have played more extensively, are valuable, and they help make you who you are. I firmly believe that. And so, like when Giannis a couple of years ago replied to Eric Name with that, there is no such thing as failure, it's one of the rare times I disagreed with him. There is definitely failure. What do you do about it? What do you do with that experience is what matters. But there is failure. But, yeah, so I understand that maybe we take a different approach with kids than Bear Bryant did, and not even giving them water during practice. At the same time, I do think that while there are some exceptions, the guys that are first-class a-holes in your locker room and are bad teammates and are talented but aren't great for your team chemistry, maybe they don't do as much good just because they're good players. So I don't know how the problem with this is you cannot measure it. You cannot do it based on film. You cannot do it based on test results. So it feels to me like more art than science, and scouts don't necessarily do that very well. So I don't know how good the Buccaneers or the Packers or any of the other 30 teams in the league do, and there are still going to be guys that you're like, hey, this guy's too good. I don't care if he's a jerk. We're going to pick him anyway. So it certainly is a sliding scale.
But you have experienced all these players and seen many that fit in all the different areas that you talked about. And so you can be a judge of, have you seen more of those? You don't have to listen anything to the coaches because you've watched players and watched the ones that have come through. And so are they different? What's going on? I can't do a great job of justifying this because I have also covered a team for the last couple of years that is unlike any other team I've covered. Like during the first 26 years of covering or 27 years of covering the NFL, like there was never a team that was so young as these guys. Like even when... All right, fine. So now they're very young. What have you noticed about the team that's different because they're so young?
Right. What I'm saying is that there are so many young guys that it's not like they have like influences of veteran players that are showing them how to do it. So they're like, for example, Christian Watson, who has won our Tom Mulhern Award for stand-up guy. Like he is different than other guys I've covered. Like the guy talked when he was injured. Like nobody does that. Like
Aaron,
it's almost like
Donald
they
Driver
don't know.
used to talk all the time. He never shut up. Right?
Yeah, well, yes and no. It's just they are different.
All right.
And maybe I'm different too because I'm older. But
no, you're exactly the same as I remember you when you first came. You haven't changed a bit, not a bit, and we're all better for that.
Thanks. I think. All right. I don't have a great answer for you on that. I will continue.
See, I would have thought over time you would shorten your questions, but you haven't.
They've gotten longer.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. They were long from the very beginning.
Are you guys done?
No, we're not done because it's great how you do it. And I'm glad you've never changed. I'm sure people have said, Jason, shorten your questions. And privately you've thought, no, I ask him exactly the way I want to ask him, and there's a reason I do it the way I do it, and I'm not changing. How accurate is that part of it?
It is 1,000% accurate. Yes,
That's right.
It is. It's also
and
accurate.
I speak for people in the business as a consumer. I'm glad you've never changed and don't ever change. Because it's what you get out, not how you do it.
I bet there are a lot of college professors who are very upset with your style of asking questions.
I don't know. I was invited to come back and speak at the J School at UW-Madison. I'm not going to make it there before they're out of classes, though, so I have to do it in the fall.
If they'd say that, they're a bad professor, but...
I'm not here to judge professors. Although I am here to say that James Hoyt, my favorite professor at the J School, who listens every day, although he might not be listening since Tausch isn't on today, because I think Tausch is his favorite, even ahead of me, is the GOAT. He's the Homer of my professors, the greatest of all time. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch with Homer as our cousin sub of the day starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers salvage one of their three-game weekend set with the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. Cubs took it to the Crew on Friday and Saturday, but the Brewers bounced back with a 4-0 win on Sunday afternoon behind a great pitching performance by Freddie Peralta. So a check of where the Brewers stand entering play here on May 5th. 17-18 overall on the season. Third place in the NL Central standings. The Cubs, 7 games over 500, are in first place. The Reds, 1 game over 500 in second place. That puts the Brewers 4 back of Chicago, 1 back of Cincinnati in third place in the NL Central standings. Homestand continues for the Crew tonight with the first of 3 hosting the Houston Astros. 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, Packers rookies at mini camp orientation up in Titletown over the weekend. Plenty more from Jason Wilde straight ahead.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Steve the Homer True and as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Begins now. We'll get back to the rookies in a little while, but I want to get to something that you have quite frankly been, I don't want to say annoying me with, because that's strong.
Rodgers?
No, not Rodgers, although that was... I guess I should have been prepared for that when we started the show. No, not that either. Jaire. This has been a longer running drama than Law and Order on NBC, it feels like. It is not quite that long, but it has been going on now. If you go back to the 2023 season with his injuries and his 1-game suspension for appointing himself team captain in Carolina, and then last year, and the frustration Matt LaFleur showed with his cornerbacks' availability or lack thereof. And now here we are, May the 5th. Jaire Alexander is still on the roster, but as Matt LaFleur confirmed, he's not actually doing the on-field work of the off-season program, phase 1 and 2 practices. And that's because they don't know what the heck they're going to do with him. Homer, I feel like every time I'm on the Homer Hour, we're talking about him. Do we think that there is an end in sight here? Because I don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah, this is all about, maybe Rodgers is the same way with Pittsburgh. there's a time frame in here that to you and to people that follow this sport closely, it's not the norm. That's why when you say that, it means way more than other people because the rest of us don't follow these kind of normal patterns. Normally, a team does not allow Rodgers to do what Rodgers is doing. That would be Pittsburgh. And I would say this seems the same way with Jaire, which could very easily be answered that they're waiting to a certain date or they're not getting what they want and there's no rush.
They're definitely not getting what they want. Like, had they gotten an offer that they liked in terms of some sort of trade, they would have traded him by now. Like, if they had gotten a fourth-round pick for him, he would be on someone else's roster.
And no one can know that for sure, but you're very comfortable in saying that. So that
I am very comfortable in saying that, yes.
Even if he does come back to play, you will say, however it works out. Let's say it worked out great for the Packers. You would say everybody should know how lucky the Packers were because they didn't anticipate. Otherwise, they didn't.
Right, like
if a team had made an offer, he'd have been gone,
right?
And he
so
wouldn't be here.
If he ends up, they reach an agreement on some sort of adjusted contract, and he ends up playing for them this year, and he stays healthy, and he plays like the guy he's been previously, the Packers will be thanking their lucky stars that no one was willing to give them what they wanted to trade him because they would have traded him by now. On the flip side, they bring him back, whatever the salary ends up being, and if it's another year of we don't know if he's going to play from week to week, and Matt LaFleur's getting frustrated, then they'll have gotten what they deserve for keeping him instead of just releasing him. But I keep going back to this. Brian Gutekunst's coming out and publicly saying, well, if he's not going to be part of our team and not helping us win games, we want to get something for him because we've invested a lot in him. General managers don't talk like that. So for him to even put out the possibility that, hey, we are thinking about trading him and we'd like to get something for him was out of the norm there. Yeah. So now the fact that we're still sitting here with him on the roster and sort of participating in the offseason program but not doing the on-field work because they don't want him to rupture his Achilles and then they're on the hook for his entire 2025 salary and he's going to be on the team no matter what. Like, that's what's going on here. And it is, you put it perfectly. It is completely out of the norm of how this stuff works. Half the time you hear them try to be the good guys and say, well, we released player X when we did, so he'd have an opportunity to catch on somewhere else. He's not part of our plans. We wanted to do, out of respect for him, we released him now so he could find a new team. That is not what has happened here at all. At all.
Why haven't other teams been interested?
Because I don't think they trust that at $16 or $17 million they want to acquire him and then be on the hook for that salary with the events of the last 2 years. Again, Tausch likes
How could
to
they
tease.
get him for less?
He would have to agree to a restructured deal or, and this is what I believe most teams said, we'll just wait him out. And then they'll release him and then we can sign him to a different contract.
Right, but then I'm competing with all the other teams.
That's true, you are. But again, I don't think, based on his track record, any team over what's happened the last years. Look, the guy, as I keep saying, is a fantastic player when he plays. But I don't think any NFL team wants to go in and say, all right, we're willing to pay this guy $17 million based on how the 23 and 24 seasons went for him. I just don't. That's why they don't want to trade for him. So if you're wondering why we're at this kind of standstill, why the Packers may end up keeping him, it's because he may have more value to them than anybody else because they're not getting anything for him to this point, and I don't know if they ever will. So, look, if he turns out to have a season like he did in 2020 or in 2022, then God bless him. They will have lucked out immensely because they were ready to move on. And I know multiple reporters have taken some grief on social media for saying he was gone, and he's still not gone. Well, the Packers' intention was for him to be gone. The fact that he's not gone tells you about the market. And when I talk to all my favorite NFL executives, who Tausch likes to tease me for knowing who they are, they were all over the map on what they could get for him, including one who said they're going to have to release him. No one's going to trade for him. And right now that guy's the one who's right.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Well, was that said with some confidence, or when it was said, did everybody go,
now,
knucklehead,
again,
he's always wrong?
No, another one said, I said, well, do you think they can get a 6th or a 7th? And he said, if that. A third one said, I would start by asking for a 3rd-round pick, and then I would settle for a 4th or a 5th. Well, that guy clearly was wrong.
Then I'm wrong. I think he's worth that.
Not with his track record of the last 2 years and with his salary, in their estimation.
Yeah, the salary's the big thing.
But if you look, to me, I would take a chance on him because if you have him healthy and happy, he is a damn good football player.
Right, I'm going to pay 8 or whatever, and then you get so much per game played. But
yeah. Again, we'll see if the Packers reach a deal on that. But as of now, on May 5th, he is still on the roster.
So can they reach a deal, and then with that deal, then trade him?
Yes, but I think generally speaking, if there were to be a trade, they would then have his agent, John Thornton, negotiate a new contract with the team he's being traded to.
Okay.
So they would do the negotiating. They don't want the Packers doing it for them.
I got it.
There's no indication that that's...
There just seems to be a pretty easy way to get him moved. Unless...
Yeah, release him. Cut him. That's the way to get him moved.
And get something for him.
Yeah, I don't think that part's easy.
When did again? I agree with you. The biggest part is changing the contract. All right, so we're gonna get a 6th, and but the agent. You got to talk to whoever it is to set up a new deal. I mean, this isn't that hard, right? They're going to pay you $8 million and so much per game. No, we're not going to do that. Really?
Right, because in Jaire's case, what does he want? If the Packers don't want him and he doesn't want to come back, or both, then what he wants is the freedom to be just flat out released.
Oh.
And then he gets to pick whichever team is willing to pay him the most, or whichever team gives him the best opportunity to fit in well, or if it's the Carolina Panthers, he can go home to Charlotte, which is where he grew up. Like, if you release him, he has all the other 31 teams to choose from.
Then that's what's just in what we've said. Then that just seems, everybody should know, that seems the most likely thing. That's what he wants.
Which is, well, I don't know
not
what
the
wants.
Packers want, but you can't get a team to, to agree, all right, we'll give you half what, and Jaire's like, forget that. If I'm going to take less, I want to decide where I'm going.
Correct. That, you just distilled it down to what it all comes down to, right there. That's what it is.
And
if I'm going to have to take less than what I'm supposed to be making, I want to dictate where I'm.
And there's no reason for the Packers to rush to release him. Might as well hold on to the bad car and see if somebody's willing to buy it.
Correct.
Right? Right. Yes. So when will they? If you were judging all that you know and that you explained perfectly, what's the likely day? Is there a likely day of release?
I would think that they would want to either, or get off the pot by the week of training camp.
Okay.
Like, again, if
we
he's going to be here.
We got all summer of Giannis and Jaire Alexander.
Right.
All right.
Well, but no, if you understand the dynamics that Jason just explained, there's no angst that should exist. Everybody should realize, they're going to all likely release him. Don't count on him, and if it's wrong, but understand the reality and the dynamics are, like, after this discussion, I feel back to 98% that he's not playing here again.
Well, maybe he decides, and this is why we are where we are. Maybe he decides, you know what, the best situation, I'm with Xavier McKinney. I'm with Keyshawn Nixon. I like Jeff Hafley. Maybe staying here isn't so bad. And he agrees to the same type of adjusted contract, but with the Packers. I don't know. The only other thing I would add is it feels to me like this can't go on with this awkward, oh, you're still on the team, but we don't want you to take part in on-field work. That can't go on all the way through June and the mandatory minicamp, can it? Because, again, this doesn't normally happen.
It wouldn't make sense. That would mean that there's something that you don't like about him. Like, I don't know. Answer that.
Yeah, that's the part that doesn't make sense. So, again, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out.
So they don't want him around?
They don't want – no, I'm not saying they don't want him around. They don't want him getting hurt on their watch.
Oh.
So they want – if – I wouldn't go so far as to say they don't want him around, but they don't want him running around on the Don Hutson Center field turf.
When will he start running around? When will he start running around?
I don't know. Once they decide they're keeping him for certain, and they reach a deal on an adjusted
When's
contract.
the first time he'll be asked to run around?
Well, they already have had on-field work, and he didn't do it. So that's what I'm saying is that, again, we're in a place where how often do you have a guy who's still on your team and you basically say, hey, we don't want to risk you getting hurt. They don't say this explicitly. We don't want to risk you getting hurt and then being on the hook for your whole salary.
And then I
year.
ask them, well, if you're at that level, just release him now.
Correct. This is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I was a little slow to get it. But now you are more confused now than ever before in this Jaire thing based on what's happened recently.
Yep.
We don't want him running around. Okay.
We don't want him blowing out his Achilles on our watch. Yep.
So with all this discussion about this or about Giannis, to me, it's always in the proper context. And the context that people should have in listening to you is, in all likelihood, it appears that he's not going to play for the Packers, and it's just about when this is going to happen. But there's always the chance I could be wrong, but people need to understand that that chance is very small. And if it changes, I'll let you know, and it won't be based on whatever story comes out by somebody about these are the options or whatever. The story that needs to be out now is that Jason Wilde is more surprised than ever before since he wasn't around in his shorts to run around a little bit.
Yeah, and if they both agree, if the Packers say, okay, this is what we're willing to pay you, and then we're willing to structure it of if you play in all 17 games, you get roster bonuses for each game.
They're going to want him to run around
make all the
to
money
spend
back.
time with his teammates.
If you're going to keep playing, we would like you to be taking part in the offseason program. And Jaire has to reach a point where he says, you know what, this is better than the other options that are out there. I love Xavier McKinney. He's been talking to me when we're working out together.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that, you know what, I'm going to give this another try. I'm going to forget the fact that the head coach was so frustrated with me. There's a lot of pros to staying here. I'm going to accept the adjusted contract. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to stay healthy all year. I'm going to make all that money back in game-to-game roster bonuses for being active, and we're all going to live happily ever after. That could still happen. No one is ruling it out. But right now we're in this weird purgatory where he's still on the team, but he's not taking part in the offseason program at the team's behest. At least on the on-field part.
Are there other players like that? Are there other players in that group,
No.
or is he a loner?
No. If you're on the team, they want you out there.
Unless you had an injury, they don't want you to
Correct.
further the
Well, that seems complicated. What is much simpler, though, is knowing that Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're craving fresh coffee, a tasty bakery treat, or a quick grab-and-go meal or snack, Quick Trip is your go-to. The food is here. The Quick Trip has a variety of apps and meals ready when you are. If you want to make your next meal a little less ordinary, head to Quick Trip, where they're serving up their legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Juicy chicken tenders or boneless wings that are hand-breaded, fried to perfection, and ready to go. Or grab Quick Trip's crispy chicken sandwich. Perfect for a quick bite. Plus, there's their 8-piece fried chicken meal that feeds the whole crew. And that's not the only deal that's going on. You got white bread for 99 cents, Kitchen Cravings boneless pork loin chops for only 99 cents, and Quickery Bratwurst 5 for $2.99. Download the Quick Rewards app and take advantage of all the Quick Trip has to offer. Quick Trip rewards on every visit, plus you can order ahead for pickup or curbside delivery. Quick Trip. We'll see you next time. More Wilde and Tausch with Homer as our cousin sub of the day. Still ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, a place I've loved going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Man, I loved Pizza Hut back then, and I love creating new Pizza Hut memories with my family now. And right now, Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For just $13.99, you can get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. And even better, it comes with the Ranch Lover's Flight, featuring 3 bold new dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. That's a lot of ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Strofe household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. Ridgetopexteriors.com. That's Ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur with Wilde and Tausch.
The thing I love about Jordan is he is steady. There's not a guy in our locker room that does not respect the work that he puts in.
Find the full interview available exclusively on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back home around.
Yes, I know, but I know one thing, that I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Now I'm not a highly metaphysical man, but I know when the stars are aligned, you can't.
All right, I have lost control of the clock, which happens somewhat frequently. Usually it's Tausch's fault, but we were having a good conversation today about Jaire. So in an effort to get to Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, which is an interesting addition because we're going to use your tweets in order to play it. How have you? How are you using Twitter nowadays? There was a time where I was a little concerned about the level of usage you had. It seems now you've just sort of put things out into the realm of social media, and then you just sort of let them sit, as opposed to getting into debates or arguments, which I think is an improved approach by you.
Yes, that's the one change I've made. When people show no respect for my opinion, even if they disagree, that I just block them and then move on. And I want to emphasize, when people say this is wrong, this is whatever, then I can take all of that. But, if it's you're the stupidest person or whatever, then
I've never said that.
No, I haven't blocked you. I don't think.
You went from following everyone who followed you to now blocking people.
But I haven't blocked. Say I blocked 20 or 25 people, and I have thousands on both sides. So to say that, but your analysis of my approach, yes, those were people that I might have spent time trying to change.
Convert, yeah.
Convert, yes. I don't waste any time. If somebody has a thought that's worthy of additional discussion, then I will continue to debate. But those debates that seem to be the most
no
passion,
upside.
Yeah, well, not no upside, but the most passion have ended because I have ended being a part of them.
I think it's been a good decision by you.
I have not gone back to wanting the dog to be into the Brewers Walk of Fame, anticipating
Hank?
possibly the Hank. Yes. Oh, this I can't believe they haven't put him in the Walk of Fame. Come on. How many families and kids that go over there want a picture and stuff? I mean, the Walk of
Hank
Fame is...
I mean, first of all, Hank is no longer with us, right?
Doesn't matter. You still have a picture of him. And
some speculated Hank wasn't with us for a long time. And
there were rumors, but I don't think those were accurate.
Deception going on.
But
lied
like
about how much a hot dog costs.
At the University of Georgia, they UGA. They rotate through the Bulldogs once.
Sure.
Someday one retires or passes
I think
away.
the Brewers should have done that, but they haven't. So I don't. People love animals.
You've had far worse ideas than this. I have to be honest.
I take that as a compliment. Thank you. Yes, you could have but whatever. You still have. I mean, the Walk of Fame is what is whatever. It's like the Hall of Fame.
Are you saying you want like a taxidermified version of Hank?
No, just picture. No, I don't know. A picture or a statue, something that people can go to and take a picture of. And I guarantee you, the line would be so huge.
We're on to something. Instead of just having Hank as the legend that lives on, they should get a new dog and name it Robin or Vuk. We should
there are
name
two things.
dogs
Hank
after
the dog
Brewers
should
legends.
be in for starting this history in the Walk of Fame. And then, yes, you should always have a team dog.
Someday
people love it.
Prince will be there someday.
Yes. Yeah, and then you can have a contest. People pick the dog, and then the dog would die, and you'd have this funeral with 50,000 people showing up. You bring your own dog when you go to the dog funeral. Yeah, what would be the first dog is going to be Robin, right? That's a given.
No, you got to have Robin.
No, that's not. No, the first dog, Robin would say this.
Uke.
The first dog is Uke. Yes, I apologize.
Uke is the next dog, yeah.
Yeah, but it should be Robin but Robin would say, no, it's got to be Uke. So, yes. They need a dog.
All right. Cooper.
There's so many of them.
Benji, right?
There's a lot of good dog names as Brewers legends.
And you could partner with the Wisconsin Humane Society. You could get more dogs adopted.
I'm all in.
This is I'm glad we have you today. I was not feeling the same way at the start of the show, but I'm glad we have you now. Speaking of his,
I think that's a compliment. Thank you.
Speaking of his crazy tweets, though, we have cultivated a few of them, and they will be part of.
And I just want to emphasize this. I'm going to interrupt on. They're not meant to be crazy, and I do get irritated when people think I make it up or do it for effect or clickbait or whatever they call it. No. I'm stupid. Just maybe explain why you think it's a stupid opinion.
But don't say it too mean-spiritedly, because then you'll get blocked. Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, utilizing Homer's tweets, is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is our crew.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back at the track. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
You remember the moments from that magical March.
Outside Decker, it's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky, the drop stab, that's his favorite. And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Don't ever see you sober if I'm breathing.
Continuing with Steve the Homer True as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. It is time now for a little Take It to the Bank, the Homer Tweet Edition, presented by Associated Bank.
I am proud of my tweets. I want you to know that.
I'm sure you are.
I don't think anyone ever questioned you weren't proud of your tweets, Homer.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Good. Okay. Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank and Homer on X, or Twitter, as we all still call it. So we will review Homer's tweets from the last week-ish, and we'll see if Homer still wants to take those to the bank and if Jason agrees. So here, first up, in light of the Lakers' loss in Game 5 to the Minnesota Timberwolves to get eliminated from the postseason, and also in light of the ongoing Bucks offseason decision to make on Giannis, Homer tweeted, "I will take Doncic for Giannis, don't care how fat he is." Homer, you want to take that to the bank still?
Every bank in the world.
Was that posted before?
But that's based on the premise of it that if Giannis was going to leave and you need to trade him. I don't want to trade Giannis for Doncic, but in terms of what might be available if he wants out, I think that would be a perfect fit for both.
So that was posted.
It was Friday morning.
On Friday,
Homer woke up and said, "I know what I need to tell the world today."
No, he was probably at Ted's having breakfast.
Might have been, yes. And everybody else is always invited to go to Ted's to have breakfast. I'll help you with the cost. It was based on they were making fun of Doncic about he needs to lose weight and all that kind of stuff. JJ Redick, crazy man. Shut up. Tell people about in order to win more, we got to have people in better shape. That's for the world. That's for you and Doncic.
Yeah. When Mike McCarthy did that to Eddie Lacy, he was never the same again after that. I would agree. I will take that to the bank with this caveat. I don't understand. I feel like I understand that you're much more concise than I am. But that probably deserved the caveat of if Giannis demands to be traded, I will take Doncic for Giannis.
Well, put up the 9 tweets before that when I discussed all the things about. If you haven't listened to and followed any of my tweets, then that's on you, not
me.
No,
it's not. That's not how Twitter works. People don't go back in your timeline and examine all the other previous
not a book.
tweets.
You don't need to read chapters 1 through 8 to get to 9.
The people that have followed me on a regular basis, I care about them. The other people that are just joining now, I don't have much of concern about them not understanding. And if they want to understand, they will, and some have. Some did respond in certain ways, and I responded to them.
I would also add, so you posted this after the Lakers lost in the first round of the playoffs. So,
yes.
So nothing that you saw from Doncic as a Laker prevented you from saying that you would take him.
Yes, if of all the deals that might be made available, if in fact Giannis wants out, this to me seems the best.
But we all agree that no matter what the deal is, it's not going to be good enough.
Correct.
If it comes to this.
Right. I want Giannis to stay. Everybody should want him to stay. He's a great player and a great human being. What's better in the world out there than Giannis? But yeah. I understand it if Giannis. My only concern about Giannis is if he wants to stay, I'm worried about how smart he is. Why would you want to stay? They got nothing, and they're bound. They have all these restrictions that exist because they went out of their way. They've been incredibly unlucky. They've done nothing wrong. How did you know Giannis would get hurt? How did you know that Lillard would get hurt? Everything's gone bad. They've done it, but there's now at a point where any objective person would go, why would he stay?
We got two more. We got 2 more of these to do.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, next tweet. Doc Rivers is, all caps, not going to get fired. Move on.
I like the ellipse, by the way, with only 2 dots and no spaces.
Then in all lowercase, someone suggested move to president of B-ball operations. That would seem possible. Take it to the bank, Homer. Doc's not getting fired.
Take it to all the banks.
Especially Associated Bank.
This one, I have to admit, I mean, there's the possibility that I could be wrong because they could decide to do that.
Thanks for admitting that.
But the other one, I'm not wrong. I mean, I would do Doncic for Giannis.
I understand.
Can't be wrong.
It's just your opinion.
You're right. This, I'm not in a position, but I would be shocked. I also said in another. Do you get the other tweet where I said I'd hire Malone?
No, again, I'm not going through the entirety of your timeline to see all the other things you've said.
How can you say go get Malone and also Doc's not going to get fired? Move on.
I'm not in charge. The people in charge will not get rid of Doc.
One is you saying you would hire Malone,
right? Because I think Malone is the best coach in the league. And Denver, why they did what they did, don't know and don't care. And Doc is a good coach, but he's not Malone. It's rare that you would have the ability to get a coach of his caliber.
I am not taking this to the bank because I have no idea what they're going to do. I will say this. I know they lost yesterday to the Pacers, who I don't root for teams, as you well know, but I kind of at times root against teams. They are obnoxious. They are a lot to take. But did the Bucks have a chance to hire Kenny Atkinson? Because he sure seems to know what the heck he's doing.
Yes.
Long-time NBA
belief
assistant.
that again is on Giannis.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty good at this. Next.
Yes.
All right, last up and take it to the bank. Homer's Tweets edition, presented by Associated Bank.
This was such a good idea.
If I'm going to take it to the bank.
Never thought I would see it or say it. The Bucks just equaled the Packers' loss to Seattle like another boat matching the Titanic.
I think this is one of my top 5 ever.
It was. They were down 3-1 in the series. It's
again. I can't help people that don't understand the nature of the game has nothing to do with the importance of the game, because an importance of a game is determined totally by your fandom, not by the importance of the game. If you're a Bucks fan, that was way more important than the Packers losing to Seattle the way they did, because you don't follow the Packers or care about them. Now, in terms of the importance of the game, clearly Seattle to the Packers was more important.
Yeah, it was a trip to the Super Bowl.
But the nature of the loss, it was so hard. It wasn't possible for the Packers to lose. I'm watching the game. Game's over. They won. And I did the same thing. 40 seconds left. They're up 7. And I was amazed because I thought they would lose in overtime. And then Trent has this historic performance that should be among the great memories in Bucks history, even if they don't win the series. I saw it, and I still can't believe it. It was identical to the Packers and the Seattle. And because I don't think in my life there have been 2 other games. Ben's 8th grade team won a game once that I don't understand how they won, but that doesn't really rank, and no one cares.
It should.
Those are the 2. No, it shouldn't. Those are the 2. He didn't even know he won the game. Most bizarre sports experience in my life. And Ben, nice shot. You won the game. He goes, I did? I wondered why everybody was coming up and saying, way to go, Ben. How do you make that up?
Like another boat matching the Titanic?
Yes, exactly, because there's never been another Titanic, and this was exactly the same.
No. First of all, the Bucks were definitely not advertised, especially without Damian Lillard, as unsinkable. Secondly, they were down 3-1 in the series. All this would have done is prevent them from losing the series that day. Without Dame, they probably weren't. Even if they force a Game 6, even if they win a Game 6 in Milwaukee, I don't think they're winning the series. So, no, I am not taking this to the bank.
I didn't think you would.
I understand it was an epic collapse in the final 40 seconds, spearheaded in part by the guy that saved their bacon during the overtime. Gary Trent Jr. makes 4 3-pointers.
Right, yes.
But also has 2 turnovers that cost them the game.
Right. He pulled a Bill Buckner.
He totally Bucknered that ball.
Big-time Buckner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I love to mention because Rory McIlroy had 2 Buckners and still in the end hit the game-winning home run.
It's true.
I knew this was the third one coming up because I knew you were going to destroy it. They needed to have one in which there is no bank in the world that you would go through for this.
The stakes of losing in Seattle, I mean, it changed how a bunch of legacies are viewed, including the quarterback, the head coach, and the GM. So no,
it was also the NFC Championship, not the opening round.
You've continued to emphasize that point.
5
I've tried
of the
to
opening
explain
round.
it, and
it wasn't
I'm not
even
going to be able to.
7
I'm not
of
even
the opening round.
I'm not even going to attempt to explain
you
it again,
shouldn't.
which I did.
It's indefensible.
All right, fine. Next.
We still have one more segment left in the 10 o'clock hour. So more Wilde Tausch with Uncle Homer. Stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, where Cheesy Bites Pizza is back right now. For just $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. And even better, it comes with the Ranch Lover's Flight, featuring 3 bold new dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhaffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhaffel's cash only at Steinhaffel's. Wisconsin men's hoops the 6th best transfer class according to On3 Sports. The head coach on the Madison-bound newcomers.
Rapp, I think it was West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He fits. Not every dot has been, or I has been dotted and T has been signed with a gentleman from Lithuania, but we're at the finish line of getting that, and then we'll have more to say on him. But we have the 3 freshmen coming in that signed in the fall, and then we're planning to add at least one more.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Thanks to VA, I have a place to call home with the VA Home Loan, an education with a GI Bill, the highest quality, most affordable healthcare, and the financial support I need to manage the disabilities that I have from my service. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
Spring is here. Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
Wilde Tausch with Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur.
There were some moments in games where I don't think we managed the game the way it should have been managed, and that falls squarely on my shoulders.
Listen now exclusively on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This ain't a good time, but when is it ever? I know the perfect time, and maybe that's never. So don't you dare leave me now, throw my heart.
I was so perplexed by the final tweets of Take It to the Bank that I forgot to tell you about Associated Bank. So let me do that here. They've been with us from the beginning. Such a great partner, and they've been with the Packers since their beginning way back in 1919, as opposed to our beginning, which was 2016, coming up on our 9th anniversary as a show. But doesn't matter whether it's 1919 or 2016 or 2025. Associated Bank has always prided itself on its outstanding customer service, and that continues to this day. Early pay. Get access to your money up to 2 days early with your direct deposit from your employer. Credit monitoring. Make sure that your credit score is where you need it to be, keeping an eye on that for you. And, of course, fraud protection. I experienced that myself. There was an attempt on my information. Associated Bank made sure it was all taken care of, and my money was safe with them. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more about all the great perks that come with being an Associated Bank customer, and to find out more about Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking, which are also available at Associated Bank. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Homer is our cousin sub of the day. Starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Listen live and on demand to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. The Milwaukee Brewers salvaged 1 of 3 over the weekend against the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. Cubs took it to the Crew on Friday and Saturday, but the Brewers bounced back with a 4-0 win, blanking Craig Counsell's Cubs on Sunday afternoon, in large part thanks to a nice pitching performance by Freddie Peralta, opening day starter. Check out where the Brewers stand in the NL Central standings here on May 5th. They are 4 full games behind the Cubs, who sit in first place atop the division. The Cincinnati Reds 1 game in front of the Brewers in second place in the division, and Milwaukee 1 game in front of the 4th place St. Louis Cardinals. Brewers homestand continues tonight, hosting the first of 3 with the Houston Astros. 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts at 6:04, just after Jim, Matt, and Molly, here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde Tausch with Homer in for Tausch continues now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Tausch, by the way, in Las Vegas. What is this thing, Jesse?
All right.
That's a big. Don't they have a big golf event there in Vegas every year?
So apparently this is a big deal. He went to this last year as well. The Badgers have a big golf event, Wisconsin Athletics, out in Vegas. So I don't know if LePay's there with them, driving them around. I don't know if Fickle, I don't know who's all there, but there's
Fickle giving him a hard time.
I would imagine so if he is. There's a big Wisconsin Athletics event going on in Vegas. So Tausch is out there as the Badgers radio color analyst, as he occasionally joins the show.
I'd like to figure out who started that. I'm trying to think it was, I don't know, somebody. I don't think the person's still around that started it.
Dave McClain?
No, it was like a booster or somebody, I thought. I could be wrong. Who had the Butch? Who had the
Butch's Baloney Bash?
Butch's Baloney Bash. I don't know if somebody. I'll have to check in with my.
The hell do you know?
Badger
You're a
friends.
Marquette guy.
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't
I'm
know.
a letter sweater from Wisconsin. Come on. Worst one.
You do.
I did.
That doesn't mean he doesn't know things. Yeah.
I worked in Madison.
I know
the
you.
greatest person I ever worked with was Marsh Shapiro.
Love Marsh. R.I.P.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I thought I was the greatest person you ever worked with.
No, you're not Marsh. Nope. You might be two, but you're not number one.
Well, anyway, today is the big golf day, and Tausch said he is unavailable. Tomorrow, he said he is probably available to join his own show. Now, usually we have you join as a guest on your own show, Jason. I don't know what Tausch will be like joining as a guest on his own show, so that'll be interesting. But he is still off tomorrow, back on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, we look forward to him returning and maybe visiting
so
us
I'll
tomorrow.
be on your show on Wednesday when he's back. Good.
Works
He'll
out
be in rare
perfectly.
form, I'm sure.
There it is.
Brian Bulaga is scheduled as our cousin sub of the day tomorrow. Is that true?
That is correct.
We look forward to that. Too bad Homer won't be on when Brian is the cousin sub, because then I can do what he does when I'm on with Brian on his show, which is just not talk. And then interrupt after you said you're not going to talk, which happens quite frequently. All right. I want to get back to something that we had earlier in the rundown, which I know, unlike your guy Tausch, you love to read the rundown. So you're prepared for things that may or may not happen.
Never read one in my life. At least not. Well, I don't know. Maybe I did. No, I don't believe I've ever read a rundown.
Today's show sheet was just for you, Jason.
I have read a few.
Well, I'm glad I read it at least. So you have been. Is it fair to say that you have been critical of Matt LaFleur?
No, I don't
not
think.
unfairly critical, but critical.
I think I've been positive toward Matt LaFleur, but I have brought up my concerns. I've said he's a good coach. I think it'd be incorrect for someone to say that I've said that he's not a good coach.
Okay, I didn't say you said that, but okay. I feel like there have been
He has
some
the same
aspects,
problem as Goody.
which is
good, but not good enough.
Well, speaking of good but not good enough, some might
And
argue
their quarterback.
He has also been not good enough, but good. That's very good. I like that.
Thank you.
But one of the things he admitted he has not been good enough in are critical moments. In fact, in our conversation that Tausch and I had with him at the Tundra Trio, Jesse's worked very hard to try and clean up the audio. It was a tough scenario out there in the with the draft excitement. We caused that big bottleneck, Jesse, of all the people walking through, stopping to listen to the head coach.
I actually saw on social media. I don't know. It was a newscaster somewhere from the Milwaukee area. I forgot who it was, but he posted pictures of his attendance at the draft, and one of them was from that bottleneck, a picture of Matt LaFleur on stage with you guys. I was like, hey, look, that's us. That's fun.
One of Sydney's classmates, teammates, friends, whatever she is. It's always hard to follow the vagaries of teenage girls, but she took a picture of the back of my head, which I thought was the best angle she could have gotten because she was standing there listening to Matt LaFleur talk as well. And if she was standing there at the right time, she would have heard Matt LaFleur admit that maybe the Packers and he specifically have not handled the most critical moments all that well. Here is Matt LaFleur discussing that during our conversation at the Tundra Trio during the draft.
There were some moments, though, in games where I don't think we managed the game the way it should have been managed. And that is something that I feel like we've done a pretty good job with over the course of time. And there were a couple instances, Chicago being the number one, where we let it get away from us. And that falls squarely on my shoulders. So I take that very personally. And you usually don't get a whole lot of sleep when something like that happens.
So the reason I wanted to play this for you, Homer, is that this is Tausch's biggest bugaboo about him. He is very critical of his getting too emotional, throwing the challenge flag when he shouldn't, all that kind of stuff.
Agree 100%.
Okay,
horrible.
That's what I want.
Horrible. It's the worst aspect. It's surprising to me that someone that's smart hasn't accepted that and found a way to have a staff. I mean, they have 100 people on their staff. To have someone handle this. He's been horrible. I don't have all the instances, but like, what is he thinking? Have there been late game situations? Yeah, he doesn't do it well. He needs an assistant who helps him in that regard.
Well, he does. I mean, that is Connor Lewis.
Well, then he needs to be fired, and they need to get a new guy.
Well, maybe he just doesn't listen to him often enough. I think he admits
that he needs to be fired because he's not getting the job done. His job is to help the head coach in an area he's been weak. He ain't got it done. I don't care what the reason why.
Maybe he's giving him good advice and the head coach is ignoring him. Then should we fire him still?
Yes, find somebody else that the coach will listen to. If the guy's giving him good advice and he doesn't listen, there's no point in having him.
Well, right, but if
we get somebody else, we'll go to plan B.
Kind of like having someone that sends a show rundown. If the guy doesn't look at the rundown, what's the point of doing it?
Yes, fire that guy.
Yeah,
Jesse, you're fired.
No, he should send it to other people. He sent it to other people. If you're sending it to Homer, what are you thinking?
My question for you is: so, do you think he can get better at this, or do you think
he has to get better? Of all the things about him, I mean, however Tauscher feels, I'm vice president. The same. I don't get it. He's too good to perform this poorly, and I don't have all the particulars. But it's not just the challenges. It's amazing. I mean, they have to have analytics. He might be the worst, right? It's like when he challenges it. How many times when he challenges do you go, what the hell is he thinking?
Yeah, he was 0 for 6 until he finally got one right. And what I thought, and we don't have to play this clip, but what I thought was interesting was that when he was talking about those and answering Tausch's question, he basically made it sound like it's no big deal. Like, just take a flyer on one. No.
I agree.
They have the people in New York correcting mistakes. There's no reason. Oh, well, you just take a shot. No.
I want to give him credit for the most honest comment he's ever made.
It was honest.
He doesn't give a damn about this stuff very much. He's got more important things to think about, and so he just does whatever.
Yeah.
You know, which Happy Meal do you pick when you go to McDonald's? I don't know. I don't care. Yes, that's the answer. Yes. Doesn't it explain it? That explains his behavior.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, Jesse, it is time now. You've been teasing it for a week. I still don't know what comes in an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack, but it doesn't matter because we're done. We're playing trivia, and we're giving away a new prize to the weekly winner when we draw the name on Friday. with our friends at Vortex Golf.
Vortex Golf, now our sponsor of Wilde Tausch Trivia. We're so excited to have Vortex Golf on hand, and I know golf is a popular thing that many of our Wilde Tausch fans are part of, and especially this time of year, you're going to want to get the best stuff to help out your game. Vortex Golf Blade Rangefinder with swag bag is what we're giving away this week.
Wow.
As a Wilde Tausch Trivia prize pack at the end of the week. So it's Vortex Golf Blade Rangefinder. You get a brand new rangefinder from Vortex, one of the best in the business, plus a Vortex Golf swag bag to go with it. This is not your average ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. This is a great prize pack for golfers as you get set to play this summer.
And just to be clear, the rules still apply. You get your questions right. You get your entries. We draw on Friday. Not everyone who plays gets this. It is just like it has been. You will be drawn at random from the cheese fry helmet to win the Vortex Golf prize pack. So in honor of Vortex Golf, I assume these are going to be golf questions.
It's the sports weekend recap.
So no.
Because there might be one golf question in there. I forgot if I actually did that or not because I wrote these a while back. But
I'm here to tell you no.
Oh.
Well, just out of curiosity, why would you mention you wrote them a while back? That makes me think you don't give a damn about the question.
No, I wrote them.
It's kind of like Matt LaFleur with Challenge.
A lot's
Yes,
happened since
exactly.
this
I think we
morning.
just got the
about
answer.
it. I forgot I saw Aaron Rodgers had a ring on his finger. I forgot what I wrote for the questions at 8 this morning. Stuff happens, Homer.
A while ago was 8 this morning?
It was like 7:45. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Had to get ready, figure out if I was wearing shorts or jeans today. Becca said my sweatshirt didn't look good. I had
Just
to
out of
change my
curiosity,
sweatshirt.
how much time did you spend on shorts or jeans?
More than I should have.
And what did you ultimately choose?
Okay,
We went
no.
jeans today. We went jeans.
5 seconds is more than you should have. But
I looked it up.
I'm guessing we're talking 15 minutes.
I looked up the weather on the app. I saw, well, okay, it's probably warm enough to wear shorts, but it's the coldest day of the week, so I'll probably wear shorts the rest of the week. So, yeah, it was
He's a complicated fella.
And the shoulder angels were debating back and forth with each other for a little bit. Yeah.
Caller 10 for Wilde Tausch Trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 10 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on two wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
as clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
This is so exciting. Time now for trivia.
Vortex Golf. Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
My bad.
What a debut.
Yeah, my bad.
What'd you do there?
Well, I mean, all right. We love Vortex, and that's my mistake. We'll do it again in a minute here. What I did was I was testing that in the commercial break to make sure we had it all working correctly so it wouldn't get botched, and then I forgot to turn it back on when I hit it just now, and then we joined it midway through. My mistake. Time now for Wilde Tausch Trivia.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Day one. We got time.
What a well-oiled machine we are. Let's welcome in our contestant who hopefully will do better than Jesse just did. It is Steve in the Shaw. Steve, good morning. How are you today?
Good. Good morning. I'm not going to ask you how you are because, like Homer, him and I don't really care.
I appreciate that, I think.
I'm doing great.
Well, good for you. I don't really care either. All right, question one, Steve. Is this? It was another tough loss for the industry this weekend. What is the name of the horse who was favored to win but came up short in this year's Kentucky Derby? Was it journalism, citation, or nepotism?
I love the laugh. I love it. Let's go journalism.
It was indeed Tough loss for journalism, but journalism's been losing for a while. 1 for 1, Steve. Speaking of
it was not a
Steve's-
tough loss. The other horse beat him.
I was speaking more for journalism as a whole, not the specific
I thought that was
horse.
part 2 of it.
Journalism really needed a nice dub, and
We
just
needed a
couldn't
win.
get it.
Yeah, exactly. Homer, you got question 2?
I do not.
Okay, I've got question 2. It's amazing how much him and Tausch are similar.
No,
isn't
I
it?
can't win when we do this because when I put Jason's asking all 3 questions, Homer goes, "How come I don't get to ask a question?" And then when I do have Homer ask a question, he goes, "I didn't look." And then
very fair.
I can't
No,
win.
it's not fair. I mean, how many times I've done this and I've participated almost never. So
Yeah.
it's like 95%. And you tried to sell it as different.
But in
that's
fairness,
not
it's
true either.
because you didn't participate the first times that we got away from having you participate at all. And then you said, "How come I don't get to participate?" It's a whole thing.
All right, sounds good.
Steve,
Chicken and an
question
egg.
2.
Don't make the mistake again.
Question 2, Steve. Which former Brewers player's son drove in the first RBI of his career to help propel the Brewers to a 4-0 win over the Cubs on Sunday afternoon? Was it Ricky Weeks' son, Mike Cameron's, or Lyle Overbay's?
Well, I know the answer to this, but I wasn't happy that he was in because that meant that there was an injury to Sal, and Sal's one of my favorites, and hopefully he'll be okay. But Cameron came in to replace Sal, playing right field.
Mike Cameron's son is named what?
Daz Cameron.
You and Becca might want to consider that down
Daz
the road.
is a good one, yeah.
So Mike Cameron's son. I also saw, I didn't realize this because I don't follow baseball closely, Roger Clemens' son is in the majors with the Twins.
Didn't he hit a home run, I think? Or
He
something
did.
yesterday? Yeah.
He did at Fenway with his dad in attendance. So good for both Mike Cameron's son Daz and for Roger Clemens' son Colby. He named all his kids with K's because he struck out so many people.
Which is
Check.
good.
I'm betting his mom has some athletic ability, too.
Maybe.
At one point, the Toronto Blue Jays had Craig Biggio's son, Vlad Guerrero's son, and someone else's. It was like Hall of Famers kids all played for the Blue Jays.
Not Clemens. He's not in the Hall of Fame. All right, question 3. And a chance at a perfect score in our first ever Vortex Golf Wilde Tausch trivia. Which of these teams did not win a Game 7 over the weekend? So 2 of them did, 1 did not. Was that team that did not win a Game 7 the Golden State Warriors, the Colorado Avalanche, or the Winnipeg Jets?
Good question.
Let's go with the Avalanche.
The Warriors beat the Rockets. The Jets beat the Blues. I don't know what the Colorado Avalanche did, but they did not win a Game 7.
They blew it. They blew it Saturday. They had a 2-goal lead, and they blew it against the Dallas Stars.
The Blues blew it.
I know I heard
that.
Well, the Blues really blew it, yeah.
I know I heard that Winnipeg, they scored a goal with like 2 seconds left in regulation, and then they won a double overtime. So
It was incredible. Yeah.
I saw that game, or at least some of that game. All right, Steve, congratulations. The stakes are the highest with the new Vortex Golf partnership for Wilde Tausch Trivia, and you now have 4 entries into Friday's drawing for the opportunity to win a rangefinder from Vortex Golf and a swag bag. Congratulations. Thanks for playing.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Nice job, Jesse. Now,
perfect in the Vortex era. That's fun.
Yeah, you were not, but our contestant was, Steve in the Saw. All right, so before we get to Whoa Nelly, see if you can be perfect with your imitation of Tausch, telling us about Coors Light, which I'm sure he's going to be drinking a few of in Vegas.
Oh, Mark Tauscher here, and you know I'm out in Vegas right now, and I'm on the golf course. Oh, I'm loving those blue mountains of Coors Light. Cold, refreshing Coors Light. Whether you're tailgating, pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill. Crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process. Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains of Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is, Mark Tauscher, that's me, my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories. Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado. Hey, Jason, I'm not that far from Golden, Colorado, right? I could stop over there and say hi to everybody because I'm in Vegas, because I'm Mark Tauscher.
Jesse will return to his normally scheduled persona of Jesse Nelson for Whoa, Nelly. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Madison's home of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Lillard lobs up top to Giannis. Whoa, what a play!
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, pump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally! And Wisconsin comes out on top.
And now, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Swinging a fly ball to left. It is back to the wall. Gone! Churio, a grand slam.
This is Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Live the high life at Nitty Gritty, home of the famous Gritty Burger in Madison's official birthday place. Celebrate your birthday at Nitty Gritty and receive a free memento birthday mug to fill with free beers, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. The Nitty Gritty has celebrated almost 900,000 birthdays, and birthday celebrant number 900,000 will receive a $1,000 Amex gift card. Grab some friends and celebrate your birthday at the Nitty Gritty, located in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardie Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
Matt LaFleur with Wilde Tausch.
Josh Jacobs, was he better than you thought when you guys went through the free agency process?
What I would tell you, as tough as this may be, I think he's even a better person than he is a player.
Listen to the full interview only on the new ESPN Wisconsin app.
I say go, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I say go till you can't go. No more, no more. I say go, baby, go, go, go. I've been to a place where the drifters go.
Jesse returns to being Jesse instead of Mark Tauscher telling you about Coors Light to play Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
All right, couple of shout-outs to my brothers-in-law. Is that how you say that? If you're referring
Yes,
to multiple
well done.
of them? Thank
Yeah.
you. Journalism. So first of all, I mentioned on Friday's show with you and Tausch, Chris is a big Winnipeg Jets fan, and he asked if I'd be tuning in to watch the greatest event in sports, a potential advancing game in hockey as you get late into a series. Well, Game 7, scoring with 1.6 seconds left in front of the home crowd, going to double overtime, and then walking it off. Pretty hard to beat. I did tune in once I saw the game had gone to overtime the way that it did last night. Does playoff hockey resonate with either of you? Do you tune in, especially if you see a game is close, or is there a matchup that is compelling to you? Is that what your preference is to have on television, even though as Wisconsin fans we don't really have a rooting interest in any team?
The Buchagras challenge, overtime challenge, whenever I see that tweet, gets my attention. This is the only time of year that I watch NHL hockey. I do like playoff hockey. I don't know most of the players. I don't know who's good and who's not. I don't follow the NHL all season long like my buddy Judd Zolgad up in the Twin Cities. But I am intrigued by playoff hockey, especially Game 7 and especially sudden death and overtime. Yes, I will turn it on. If I'm scrolling through the channel guide on my Spectrum cable and I see NHL hockey now, I look. Homer?
Never.
I
appreciate how great it's the most competitive playoffs. It's not even close. I've said hockey players are like ants. They're all ants. There are a couple exceptions, and so who knows when ants are going to win? They play incredibly close games. It's fantastic, but that doesn't mean you can be entertained by it. There hasn't been a star recently that would catch my attention. If there was another Gretzky or
Ovechkin just beat Gretzky's record like a month
ago.
No,
he did not. When you say that, you don't know anything about hockey. Wayne Gretzky has only one record that matters. What is it? Points. He's got like 8 trillion of them. The number of goals he had never meant diddly his entire career, and anybody sold it that just didn't tell the truth.
The stat that I always find amazing about that is the fact that if you took away all his goals, I don't know, this is probably not the case anymore now with Ovi's record, but you could take away all his goals and he'd still be all-time leading points scorer in hockey history, even without all the goals.
Right.
Which is insane.
Yes, the goals were never an issue with Gretzky his entire career.
So you're saying hockey,
by the way.
Being the big hockey
Are you
guy,
saying hockey peaked too early?
Oh, no, it's me. It's never. I don't blame anything. It's
definitely you.
Like Gretzky was so good that no one will ever be as good as him. Therefore,
no, there'll
the
be other
stars aren't
people
ever as good as
it's just
what it
like
was.
no. The hockey needs Caitlin Clark. They need a Caitlin Clark. They don't have one. They got great players. The WNBA's had great players. They've never had a Caitlin Clark.
Whoa, Nelly!
Again, it always pains me to say this.
Pretty good.
But that's pretty good.
Or a Netflix documentary, like Tausch said the other day.
Oh, are you going to watch the Favre documentary that they're teasing now on Netflix?
I got to admit I will, just to find out how bad the disaster is. It's totally. I mean, other people say, like, you just want to know how bad it is, right? Because that's all it is. It's just going to destroy him. It was all done as a result. I don't think they ever would have done it. The womanizing is irrelevant. It's all about his involvement in the stealing money from poor people to be
Allegedly,
yes.
I don't want him to sue you.
And so somebody just decided, anybody who's done that, we're going to kill him. We're going to destroy him. We're going to ruin his reputation as best we can.
We're going to bring to light the truth, I would argue. But yeah,
again,
look, I have not, as I said I wouldn't. I have not watched the Aaron Rodgers docuseries. You have or have not?
No, I have not. I don't need to.
I don't need.
We lived it.
Again, this sounds to me like we're on the same page.
We are.
This one I will watch. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
And I think he was. I think he has people to be very bitter too.
I think he knew what he was doing, but that's another conversation for another
day.
Yeah,
he did, but he thought he'd get away with it when they tell you the governor
everything.
No, because when they tell you the governor said it's okay, I would think it would be okay. And I believe that is documented as accurate in some tweet or somewhere.
Whoa, Nelly.
Yes.
Whoa, Nelly!
It was stupid to be a part of it, but
maybe we'll find out soon on
say,
Netflix.
You have people that say, "Hey, you can get away with this, but don't go there." Governor says it's fine. I'm going to believe it's fine, but I don't think that's going to be a big part of the documentary. We'll see if that makes it. I suspect not.
Whoa, Nelly!
Homer, are you familiar with the Breaking 200 challenge that Tausch has continued to pressure Jason to try and get into?
I am aware of the challenge, yes.
Okay. So I'd like to propose a new twist to that, which I think Tausch would endorse.
I know, but Jason's not going to do it. The issue isn't Tausch. The issue is Jason.
Rather than trying to break 200, how many holes would it take for Jason to amass 200 and what was it?
All right, let me address this.
Okay,
Jason is a good athlete. He's always been a good athlete. He can shoot whatever he wants to in golf. If Jason wants to be better than Tauscher, Jason can be better than Tauscher. He has other interests. He has no interest. So it's just, you might ask him about going to the moon. I would say the only hope would be is if you picked a charity and donated a certain amount of money based on how low his score was, then you have a chance. But I'm not even sure. There are other things way more important than proving that he can play golf.
So a couple things. First of all,
I didn't even say what I was proposing yet.
I'm saving you time.
You did though. You said how many holes would it take to amass that?
Scotty Scheffler hit 253, which is the best score in a round, tied for the best score in a 4-round match in PGA history.
So he played 4 rounds and he only took 253 total shots.
He finished 31 under par to win the Byron Nelson over the weekend, which was
that is impressive,
insane. Yeah.
I would say this. First of all, thank you for bringing this up because it reminds me that I need to send a text to Sean Rizacek, my buddy that works for TaylorMade, because both girls are playing golf this summer. They want me to start playing again. I need to get clubs so I can play. Secondly,
they sell them at Play It Again Sports.
Yeah, I think I need all the help I can get.
They sell very good ones at Play It Again Sports.
Well, yeah, but I think Sean might be able to get me a better deal than ones that I
buy. Okay. Now I get it.
You could play trivia, try to win a Vortex prize pack here
I could.
soon.
Yeah, I don't think I play well enough to need a rangefinder right now. I just want to make sure I keep my head down and hit the ball.
You don't need a rangefinder.
Straight. But
needs to find a range. Am I right?
So I'm excited to get back out there. I don't anticipate doing the Tausch routine anytime soon. But if I start playing with the girls and I can regain my mediocre form that I had as a high school golfer and when we would play regularly in college, then maybe we'll do the 200 challenge. Next.
Whoa,
By the way,
Nelly!
I would donate a significant amount of money to charity if Jason would beat Tausch. However, Tausch is a sandbagger, so I can't trust him to actually try. So it's Tausch's shortcomings that prevent me from doing that.
I just want to win enough. I want to win enough so I can get a goat for the people of Haiti. That is my next goal.
Yeah, $100, $200. I can't remember what it is.
Lastly, happy birthday to my other brother-in-law, Nick. He celebrates a birthday today, as he does every year on the 5th of May, which some like to celebrate as Cinco de Mayo. What is the best or worst holiday to share a birthday with?
Christmas.
I would think Christmas stinks if you have a Christmas birthday.
We can ask Devontae Adams. His birthday is Christmas Eve, I believe, or maybe he's the 26th and Elton Jenkins is the 24th. But yeah, I would think that would competing with Jesus is a tough deal, and Santa.
Nicely done. That's a good T-shirt. I might work on that one.
Thanks.
Competing
I'm
with
always
Jesus
looking
is a tough
for
deal. Yeah, it's not even.
I'm
It's
the
not
day
even
after
close.
Valentine's Day. Sydney's birthday is on St. Patrick's Day.
That's a fun one.
We have a relative with St. Patrick's Day too. That's
Easter
actually a good
is a
day
floating
for a birthday when
holiday.
you get
That's a
going.
great one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little. Hopefully, she'll be responsible when she turns 21 on her birthday.
The cookies, the sugar
St.
cookies.
Patrick's.
Four-leaf
I do
clovers.
enjoy the cookies. Yeah. Easter is a floating holiday, so you can have your birthday on Easter every once in a while, theoretically.
Like
It's
Easter,
Christmas is not close.
Thanksgiving, like that. Those would not be the best, but you only have it once every 6 or 7 years because of how the calendar would shake. So that's not too bad, I would think.
I would tend to agree. And this was prompted by yet another one of your brother-in-laws.
Yeah,
How many brother-in-laws do you have?
2. I have 2.
Okay.
And Chris is the Winnipeg
I have
Jets
never
fan.
wished a brother, sister-in-law, any in-law happy birthday in my 40-some years of radio.
Would you like to start now?
No, I have no interest in starting. I'm amazed that other people do it. I've always done my show for the audience. You think they give a damn that person's birthday? No. But times have changed.
Whoa, Nelly!
What a way to end it. We're going to have lots of extra time to wrap up with Homer.
I didn't want to go down this rabbit
Oh,
hole.
no. What are you doing?
But so my brother-in-law, Nick, who is celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday,
How old
Nick.
is he?
I don't know. 20-something. 30? It's close. No, 20-something.
What is his social
Late 20s.
security number? How tall is he? How much does he weigh?
So he recently said he enjoys our show, but he thinks his favorite show might actually be Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's wrong with that?
Because I'm on this show. He knows
So
me.
what?
I see him all the time.
So?
It would be
He's
nice
an
for him to say that this
My
is his
wife
favorite
has never
show.
listened to my radio show for 40 years. She loves
That's
PBR
impressive, actually.
100 times more than me.
So Nick would be happy to know that at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Awards Gala on Saturday night, I accepted
no.
the Best Radio Show award on behalf of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Since none of them were there to get it and no one else from ESPN Milwaukee was in attendance.
Wait, they won Best Radio Show in the state?
Best morning news talk radio show. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Which big congratulations to them. That's awesome.
Wow, awesome for them.
Yeah.
Were we entered in any categories at all?
I don't know if we made a nomination this year. So if you don't,
Did we try?
If
Are
you-
we?
My
is
dad-
our
Have you guys
producer
won in the
not doing
past?
his
Haven't you
job?
won in the past? Hasn't
we did?
Wilde
We've
Tausch
won a
in the
couple
past?
of awards over the years. I forget which
Yeah.
categories.
It's a leg lamp.
My dad says if you don't play, you can't lose.
Well, that's a super attitude. George.
I don't think we
No,
played
actually,
this
you
year.
can lose if you don't play.
That's what I've always told him, but in this case, I'd like to think what he says is relevant.
So wait a minute. Wait, but
yeah.
no, don't stop what
I
you're
mean,
doing.
we all know the show's better. Come on, what are we debating here?
So wait a
Nick
minute.
disagrees.
So is this a
No, I mean,
Is-
we all know that show's better. I mean, the show's good, but it's not as good as that show, right? I mean, I admit my show's good, but not as good as this show. We got a food chain.
It's not as long as
Right?
our show, that's for sure.
That's also true.
So I'm curious. Is
Jen,
this
Gabe, and Chewy tops. This is second, and I don't know.
We've got the awards to prove it. Yeah.
Yes. It's okay. Davis did okay.
I'm going to need an answer to this question.
Kyle Bruston-Norman won an award last year. They were ahead. Yeah.
So is this on the producer to put together a montage of greatest hits that gets you nominated? Because I must say that Josh DiMaggio clearly, if that is, and again, I don't know how this works.
Apparently, we don't either.
If this is incumbent on the producer
to
put his show in position to win an award by putting together some sort of nomination reel, you did not do that for us. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, we did not put that together.
All right, so I'm going to need Josh to explain to me if that is how the nomination process works, and if so, if we can fire you.
Is Josh there? Can he pop his mic on for this? Josh, are you there?
Hey, guys.
Hey, congrats, Josh. Nice win. Glad we could get that win.
Congratulations to you as the producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It is a great show. I join them 3 times a week. I love those guys. They do a phenomenal job. Josh, shed some light on this. Are we, whether we're deserving or not, the honor is to be nominated. But are we missing out on nominations because Jesse is our producer?
That would be correct, yes. The formal process is you merely submit to the Wisconsin broadcasters what you would consider the best 15 minutes of your program. You can do one segment, you can do multiple segments, but as long as it fits within that time limit, because obviously the judges have to be,
it's not a show.
Time is valuable.
That's not your responsibility. Come on.
And yes, the producers for all of our stations submit those.
No, the responsibility is the people at the top of the stations to decide if they want their shows entered. It doesn't.
The way our process works here,
okay,
and
how's that process work?
For a long time, is we get notification that there is a deadline for submission.
Right.
So if you would like to submit your team, it is incumbent on each producer to put together a 15-minute reel and submit it back to our managers, who will then forward it all process.
Listen to this guy.
I stand corrected.
Jesse Nelson, you are standing between us and immortality.
I guess so. You know what? 2026, that'll be our year. This is the year of check the tape. We'll check the tape around January 5th and get it all submitted.
Jesse, what happened to our trophy?
That is a great question. I took a picture with it.
What?
Yeah, there was some guy.
You don't have anything to do with the show.
I don't know who I took the picture with, but then I took the picture with it, and then our whole team took a picture here. I got the tweet up last night, and I was holding it here. And then I set it down, and I don't know if someone grabbed it or if it's still at the Madison Marriott or not. I don't know what happened to the trophy.
All right. Well, I would like to now take the remaining time. Thank you, Joshy. Now I'm really irritated. To congratulate our teammates in Beaver Dam. They took home a haul of awards. So congrats to them. I'm sure our WTMJ teammates won a lot.
They did.
And we won nothing as a show because our producer sucks. But he still got to hold someone else's trophy and act like he had something to do with it.
Yeah. Nice.
I got your back. I got your back.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Thanks, Homer.
We'll wrap things up.
Never be the responsibility of a producer to decide what is done as far as
whose responsibility should it be?
How many people higher in the food chain?
If you care so much,
make
you
a
do
decision
it next
on
year.
the importance for a station, and it's because everybody knows not everybody competes. And they don't compete because the people at that station don't think of that it being as very important. If you think it's important, that's fine. That comes from the top and nowhere else.
This has got overtones of criticizing the headlines, switching to movies, and then being told, well, fine, then you do it.
Yep.
Even though it was fair critique from a lot of our fans. All right, well, we wrap things up with Steve the Homer.
Oh, yes, so we get Aaron Rodgers. We got Aaron Rodgers still.
Baby.
If
we did song headlines,
I take
maybe
back
we would have won
everything I said. I love the world. I love everyone. Jason, Wilde.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Monday on Joe and Q. The conference semis are upon us, but are we all just waiting for the Celtics-Thunder final showdown?
And we hope you're playing on time. This week's Monday movie review is Whiplash from 2014.
Joe and Q on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust. There's nothing like a great summer road trip. And whether you're traveling around the state or around the country, it's the time of year to start thinking about your plans to hit the road for a new adventure in the coming months. And with all the things to consider, what to do, how to get there, where you'll stay, the absolute last thing you want to worry about for a summer road trip is car trouble. Make sure your vehicle is ready to take on every potential challenge thanks to the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on fun and not finding maintenance help during your summer road trip this year. Call Zimbrick Chevrolet to schedule an appointment with their incredible service team or check out their services and schedule an appointment online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie. The name you can trust.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports, premiering every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Wisconsin men's hoops, the 6th best transfer class according to On3 Sports. Greg Gard's offseason goal, add experience to Bucky's roster. The head coach on the Madison-bound newcomers.
Rapp, I think, he was West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He fits. Not every dot has been, or I has been dotted and T has been signed with a gentleman from Lithuania, but we're at the finish line of that, and then we'll have more to say on him. But we have the 3 freshmen coming in that signed in the fall, and then we're planning to add at least one more.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change, but Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
We're on the Packers.
You still want to see that steady play, that steady improvement, and you didn't get it from Jordan Love?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That just makes the stakes that much higher this season.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around.
Oh no, we're out of time. The show's supposed to be over already. You'll have to wait to find out if Aaron Rodgers actually got married or not. Thanks to Homer for sitting in for Tausch as our cousin sub of the day. Don't bother to push that button to speak. You're not going to get the opportunity.
Do you know?
That's it for us today.
Do you know?
Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
That's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Stoughton Health, providing experienced physicians, nurses, therapists, technicians, and staff for personalized, forward-thinking expert health care. Stoughton Health, trusted care.